Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarium. I'm Jerry Schubel, president of the Aquarium, and it's great to have all of you here this morning for this important event. I particularly want to thank Mayor Robert Garcia for being with us, and we're expecting City Council member from the 2nd District, Janine Pierce, to be here, but we're going to begin. We're here today for the topping off ceremony, in which the last major steel beam is put into place for the structure that will become the Aquarium of the Pacific's Pacific Visions wing. This ceremony is a centuries-old tradition for builders, and it marks an important milestone in our first expansion of this aquarium. Pacific Visions will be a state-of-the-art immersive theater. It will have an expanded exhibit space, art galleries, and additional space for live animal exhibits. It will give our visitors the opportunity to connect with the ocean and the earth in ways previously not possible in any institution. It's a platform for exploring alternative pathways to the future and for letting people discover how our collective activities will determine what future we and our children and grandchildren will live in. I want to thank the architecture firm EHDD and Clarke Construction for their work on this project, which is very important for the aquarium in fulfilling its vision and its legacy. Great buildings always have great architects, and they have great clients. We've had a great architect in EHDD. Chuck Davis, who was responsible for the original building, came up with the original conceptual design, and Duncan Balash over here and his colleagues, particularly Queen, have refined it. And as a client, we have benefited from the advice and guidance of the Planning and Implementation Committee, led by Doug Otto, and particularly we've benefited from staff members, Faria Cotter, who is the project director, John Rouse, VP for Operations, and Derek Basselet, manager of AV and IT. I also want to thank Steve Mayer. Steve was one of the early supporters of the concept of Pacific Visions. This is not the normal expansion for any aquarium, and it took some early supporters to keep us on track. And obviously, great buildings always have great construction companies, and Clarke has been a great partner in working with the aquarium team since the beginning of construction last year. It has become a traditional part of these ceremonies for the last beam to be signed by people with important connections to the building. Our beam has been signed by aquarium staff members, Pacific Vision donors, representatives of Clarke Construction, and other VIPs. Now we're going to have one of our penguins over here who is going to add his signature to the beam, and he will be followed by Mayor Robert Garcia.
Thank you. Let's obviously just start off by giving Jerry and his incredible team here at the aquarium a big round of applause for just their great work. Clearly there are a lot of folks that made today and this expansion possible, but without Jerry's vision and leadership of this aquarium, it would really not be possible. So a lot of this is really also his dream for the aquarium. And Jerry, we're just very proud of you and your whole team, and of course the board that's been so involved in this incredible project. So thank you, Jerry. We're very pleased, of course, to be here for a great milestone for the city, and that's, of course, the expansion of the Aquarium of the Pacific. The aquarium, as you all know, is not just an amazing destination for tourists, but it's also a really important educational center where so many young families and kids learn about our oceans, about climate change, about the planet, and about protecting our coastal waters. The construction site that we're here today is, as you can see, one of the many projects that are happening across the city, but in many ways, it's probably the most exciting one. We love our aquarium. This facility brings in millions of people every single year into our city, and we're really proud of the whole team and, of course, of the board, to John and all the folks that were involved in this project and seeing it happen. Let me just also say that What's very exciting about this expansion is that the expansion is going to teach our next generation about how important it is to take care of our planet and to learn about climate change and to understand the impact that rising temperatures are going to have on our oceans and on this community. And so I'm very grateful that at the center of this expansion is really a conversation about being good stewards of our environment, of our oceans, and our planet. So we're very excited about that, Jerry. And this is great to be able to just top this off today. I know we all can't wait for this amazing project to open up. So thank you, John, Molina family, Jerry, all the amazing donors, including, of course, the taxpayers of Long Beach. So I know we've contributed about $10 million to this project. And thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Now I want to introduce John Molina, the chair of the board of directors of the aquarium. And I want to point out and thank John and Mario, his brother, Michelle and Therese Molina, for their $5 million challenge grant to Pacific Visions. John?
Thank you, Jerry. Good morning, everybody. My family members and I are proud to support the aquarium and Pacific Visions. It's a wonderful, wonderful project, and we've been involved from the idea, from the concept to this stage. And I would also like to recognize the other major contributors to this campaign. As the mayor said, the city of Long Beach pledged $15 million. An American Honda Motor Company has contributed $5 million. At the $1 million and above level, donors include James and Marilyn Simons, Dr. Allen and Charlotte Ginsburg, Don Temple Family Foundation, Premier, SMG, and one anonymous donor. Donations and commitments of $100,000 or more have been generously received by the following corporations, foundations, and individual donors. Chip Conley and his father Steve is here, and I want to recognize Steve. Steve was the one that got me involved in the aquarium. Kenneth T. and Eileen Norris Foundation, the Amundsen Foundation, the Rose Hills Foundation, Don Kanabe, Los Angeles County Supervisor, 4th District, the Confidence Foundation, the Ralph M. Parsons Foundation, the Rudolph J. and Diane A. Munzer Foundation, Esther Chu Chow, LGA Family Foundation, Pacific Life Foundation, California Resources Corporation, Edison International, the Boeing Corporation, W.M. Keck Foundation, Lakeside Foundation, Schultzman-Neary Foundation, Betty White Ludden, California Natural Resources Agency, the Hearst Foundations, Johnny Carson Foundation, Farmers and Merchants Bank, Bob and Jennifer Hagel, King's Seafood Company, Tom Turney and Jill Bovin, Russ and Avalon Hill, the Quicksilver Foundation, Henry and Paulette Matson, Jerry and Margaret Schubel, Doug and Frida Otto, Mark Poland, and 2 anonymous donors. Donations made by these funders, in addition to the gifts made anonymously, totaled $47.4 million secured for the Pacific Vision campaign to date. Please join me in thanking these donors. As you can see, this addition to the aquarium has very broad and very deep support. Jerry?
Thank you, John. Next, I would like to welcome Mark Kersey, Senior Vice President, Western Region, Clarke Construction, to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Schubel, and just a quick word of thanks to our board, our panel up here, Dr. Schubel, for your vision for decades of this wonderful facility. I'd also like to thank our South American penguin for braving the beam this morning. Without any fall arrest systems or any of that, he safely traversed the beam, so we're proud of him. Mayor Garcia, thank you for your leadership. As a builder, we're certainly very thankful for your investment in infrastructure all around the city, and this job is, of course, a big part of that. Thank you, sir. I'd like to thank Mr. Molina for your charge also in the Pacific Vision's reality coming before your eyes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. It's an honor to be working together with the city and the aquarium for such an exciting project. One like this really has no controversy. It's enjoyed by not only the community near but far. As I come to the job each week and I see kids young and old enjoying the facility, streaming in and out, it's really a pleasure to be a part of something this special. Our small staff is invigorated every day where they come to work, and they work very collaboratively with the aquarium team to bring this to fruition. Special word of thanks to EHDD, our partner on the design side, but also all of our subcontractor partners, and especially the men and women, I would guess mostly men, from Bragg and the Ironworkers Local. Thank you for your efforts. Safely getting us to this point in the project. So without further ado, I think we've got one more speaker, and we'll go from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And if we could have Tom Farrar, the Senior Project Manager at Clarke Construction, come to the podium, please.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Mark. I'd also like to reiterate what Mark said. Thank you to the mayor, John Molina, and our special guests. I especially want to thank the on-site team we have here working in this little trailer behind you. They're the ones that brought this together. So thank you. And to the aquarium staff, we have a great relationship with the aquarium staff. We're working with them day in and day out. And without them, we wouldn't be here either. The architects and designers who think outside the box, you make our lives challenging but interesting. Thank you. I want a special thanks to all the skilled men and women that worked on this project. We have over 30,000 hours worked to date without any lost time. Thank you. You guys deserve a big hand. So today is a celebration of a major milestone for this project. A beam, in a moment we're going to hoist this beam. This beam represents strength and unity. It will lock together the two major trusses up on the roof of this building. And on this beam are three symbols. The first symbol you'll see is a evergreen. This stems from a Scandinavian tradition going back over 1,300 years ago. It signifies permanence and everlasting nature of the building. Next, you'll see a broom. This symbolizes safety. When the broom is mounted to the beam with the bristles up, that signifies a clean sweep, or completion of work has been to this point without any safety incidents. And third is the American flag. The American flag represents honor, pride, and patriotism to all of those who came before us to build this great country and all that will come after us. So it's at this point I want to rig up the beam to the crane. And Mayor, you have the honor of hooking the beam to the crane. So can we bring the pillow over here?
Well, while they're finishing up, I want to thank all of you for being here for this ceremony this morning. You know, vision doesn't mean a thing unless you can execute. And the aquarium staff has a wonderful record of being able to execute on time and getting things done, difficult, challenging projects, and I thank all of them. Our PR team now is available if you want to interview any of the speakers. I think we still have everybody here except the penguin, and there can be photo opportunities, and we also invite you to join us for lunch. It will be under the tent, and I think the lunch is probably available right now. So thank you for all your help. If it weren't for all of you, we would not be here today. Thank you.